Welcome back to Booker Theater, everybody. No longer Halloween, but there's one lone jack-o'-lantern right up there, so it's kind of a little bit Halloween-y because we're still talking about this shit. The Conjuring movies, oh my god, it's just, I've been bashing my head against them. I'll do all these ones. I thought I could do it in a month if I really, just put my head to the grindstone, but did not work. So my apologies for those not coming out as I was hoping for it to be, but I'm gonna do 2 of them today. The Devil Made Me Do It and The Last Rites in this one, the 4th one, in one video. Let's go quickly. The Conjuring 3 was based on the 1981 case of Arnie Johnson. The crime took place on November 16th, 1981, where Arnie Johnson killed his landlord. Apparently during a dispute, and then they were like, oh my god, actually the devil made me do it. Actually, it was not me, the devil made me do it. And then it was later to be figured out that it was definitely a hoax. It was, Carl Glatzel, who claimed the entire thing was a hoax concocted by the Warrens. So there you go, it wasn't real. So this movie, out the window! Johnson's defense attempted to argue the demonic possession was the reason for the killing. Okay, right? Which marked the first time the defense was used in U.S. court, explaining and for reasoning that the devil or possession of some sort was the reason for a killing. The judge did not allow this claim and sentenced him to 10 to 20 years in prison. So that didn't work out at all. Womp womp. Shit. Well, sucks to suck. Maybe you shouldn't have done that. Pertell, maybe not. No, you should not have. On to The Conjuring 3. Go! Conjuring 3, scene 2, take 2, and marking. Alright, and now we're talking about The Conjuring 3. The devil made me do it. He did not. He did not. For sure, did not. Alright, let's go. Beer time. Beer me. Let's go! So we're gonna be really quick on this one because we gotta get through these movies. So this movie was a bit of an underwhelming one. I gotta slow down a little bit. This movie was a bit of an underwhelming one for me. This is the one where they got a new director. It's no longer James Wan, which is a bit of a bit upsetting. I love James Wan. James Wan did 1 and 2, and he did a great job. This is one where Michael Chavez took over, the director, and in my opinion, didn't really feel like The Conjuring. Conjuring 1 felt like pretty much like something that was, you weren't supposed to see kind of thing almost. Like it was definitely like a horror story, and and the thing that could have existed. The second one was still that, but was very Hollywoody. They put the Hollywood spin on it, and this one feels full Hollywoody and doesn't feel scary at all. It's just that's what it feels like. This one has Vera Farmiga, Sterling Jennings, Sterling Jurens, Catherine Hook, Eugenie Bothnerant, Julian Hillard, Patrick Wilson, John Noble, and Rory O'Connor, I think. The overall movie was kind of boring, I'm not gonna lie to you. So there was this whole thing could have been cool if it was all in the courtroom, and then it kind of has flashbacks and stuff. That'd be kind of cool, but they didn't do that. It's about a woman named Isla Kastner, and she's a cultist, I guess, and she's doing this for power of some sort, and she needs to do a certain ritual or whatever to get this to happen. It starts off with within the possession already, with the kid being possessed, and then the Arnie guy, he goes over there and he goes, no, you cannot have my kid, can't have him, go into me instead, do me, and then he does, and then he kills his landlord when he was like, we should dance in the middle of the day and keep drinking for no reason. I don't know if that was the real thing that happened in real life, but look at this shit. It's crazy. This guy's just all the way drunk, and at the very end of the night, insanely drunk, and being like, come on, we need to dance, let's go. And then he gets beer all over his fucking new stereo system that he just fixed, and he's like, dude, what are you doing? He just fixed your stereo system. He went fucking beer all over the place. What is wrong with you? What was wrong with you? And then he sees the guy being kind of demony, and then he goes I'm gonna kill you, and then he stabs him. And I don't know, this guy kind of sucked in the first place. Kind of seemed like in this particular version. I'm not saying that he should have done that. I'm just saying. And they eventually go in to get with the detective, and they go to on a side thing, and I guess it's connected where the woman who got killed there was also cursed to die, and that was a part of her the cultist ritual to do her, and then it was to do the child. So lover, child, and the holy man, or whatever, I think is what it is. And yeah, and they got all that, but then the child switched over to Arnie, so it's no longer a child. So I don't know if that matters or not. But yeah, so also in the morgue was cool, and like the kind of ritually stuff when, like, you know, the zombie dude out of nowhere just comes and starts, like, you know, attacking them, and like sometimes makes sense because it's like it's just an illusion. Ooh, I'm a naked man, look at me, naked man. And then this thing makes you see things and it's actually not real, and then makes you kill the thing, but it's like then you're not really, you're cursed, you're not really, there's no demon involved. I'm kind of confused about it. I will say that it's that this ritual thing is a bit confusing, and its rules and stuff just doesn't make a ton of sense, because a lot of things there's like, okay, so it shows that, like, you know, the part where he has the holy water, it shows like the cultist, like, in her eye, in her mind, when Lorraine is seeing it, and she's doing all the things like in real time, like, you know, being like, okay, you see her like in POV, her crushing the vial, and it's like she has to mime it. All of a sudden there's like she was able to reanimate a corpse, which just doesn't make a ton of sense. It was so cool, but didn't make a lot of sense. And then the part where it's like when it's in his house, when he falls to the ground, and then he wakes up, and then it's like, and then it shows that he's about to kill Lorraine. He's like, stop, don't kill her. It's like, oh shit. It's like, that was cool. That was all very interesting. And like the last bit, I'll say the last bit was really interesting, really cool. Like, I thought that whole, like, where she was coming up and just blowing shit in his face. He's like, and then they all see shit, and they're all like trying to, like, you know, stop her while she's doing shit to them. And she kind of teleports around to that old guy and slits his throat. Like, that was fucking crazy. Like, as far as like movie goes, that was pretty dope. I'm not gonna lie to you, that she was a pretty cool character, pretty cool bad guy. So that end bit, like, usually these Conjuring movies, like the end, like, especially like the fourth one, we'll go into that later, but the fourth one was a bit underwhelming, you know, like, for like being like their last case. But this one was like, had a very fun ending. Obviously did not happen. This was very, very Hollywoodized. It did not feel like the Conjuring 1 or 2, because it was like the 2, it kind of felt a little more 2, but it was going way farther in that direction. I don't know, I had a lot of fun with that part, but the rest of it was kind of a boring slog a little bit, but I had a little bit of fun with it. It's not like I hated the movie. So that's basically all I'm going to say about that one. I'm not going to go too much into it. I had a whole thing written out, but this is taking me so long to do. I'm just going to do it. I'm just doing my impression. I can't speak. I'm going a million miles a minute. But yeah, so that's what I'll say about that one, is I'll give it a 6 out of 10. Wouldn't say it's anything crazy good, but it's also not bad, really bad either. It was just kind of boring, but also there's certain parts that were really cool that I quite enjoyed. And yeah, so that's The Devil Made Me Do It. On to The Conjuring 4, let's go! And now on to the Conjuring 4 movie. But first, the real life story, or lack thereof. The real case behind The Conjuring 4, Last Rites, is the alleged haunting of the Smurl family, which began in 1974 and was investigated by Ed and Lorraine Warren, of course, in 1986. Which, damn, that's a long haunting. God damn. And apparently during this time, they experienced paranormal phenomenons or experiences such as physical attacks, foul odors, and a demonically possessed dog. What? Are you serious? Excuse me? Pardon me? Pardon me? So you're saying that we could have in this movie had a demonic dog instead of a dog being thrown at a freaking wall? I would have loved to see like a Cujo type of demon dog, like, in the movie. That would have been great to see. Why wouldn't they include that? What the hell? That's weird. And apparently the mirror in the movie wasn't even a thing either. It didn't exist in this story. It was another story altogether. That's a little bit annoying to know. Then why did they include it? That's very weird. That is very weird. I will say. I didn't know that previously while watching this movie. Knowing that kind of annoys me. That's kind of stupid. Seems like this movie was more not true than anything else. Let's do this. It was christened On to The Conjuring 4, The Last Rites, and the last part of this series of my videos. Amen to that. Let's go. And the cast of this one is Mia Tomlinson, Ben Hardy, Vera Farmiga, as usual, Patrick Wilson, as also usual, Bo Gadston, and these names are hard to pronounce, Jesus, and Rebecca Calder. Lastly, Lee Jones and Gabrielle Downey. Spoilers in this, so if you haven't seen it, spoiler alert! Go watch it now and come back to this, but spoilers and going forward. Paranormal investigators Ed and Lorraine Warren, they say it all the time in every single one of their synopsis, whatever. Paranormal investigators Ed and Lorraine Warren take on one of the last terrifying cases involving mysterious entities they must confront. Crazy. Now, I will say just straight up, so everybody hated this movie, and when I first watched it, was like, no, I don't really understand what people are saying. The ending was a bit lackluster for sure. Like, definitely. The end not great in terms of like, this is the last thing they ever did. Whoa, it's gotta be insane. Not really insane at all. Barely anything happens, to be fair, actually. But the majority of the movie, actually, I really enjoyed. Like, yeah, there are parts that kind of like, you know, like take away from the haunting part because it's a little bit disjointed. Because, you know, they go way into Ed and Lorraine Warren's family side of stuff instead of just focusing on the haunting stuff, which can, you know, can muddle it a bit and get it really hard to, like, I don't know, they just didn't really focus on the haunting part a lot, and it was very noticeable, and it was a little weird and annoying, I will say. Wasn't really bored, at the very least. This one, for sure, like, this one is going back to 2 territory, where it feels a little more like The Conjuring, sort of, but more Hollywoody. Like, immense more Hollywoody, especially when almost none of this shit even happened. That's crazy. Like, the fact that they didn't actually have to have a mirror is nuts. Like, these were actual writing things. They like, wasn't like a part of like the original haunting and all that. It was actually just written down by the writers. And it's like, really? You couldn't have written something cooler than this, whatever? At least I would understand if, like, this part, if, like, you know, like, this stuff was the actual stuff that happened and you had to work around that. No, you just made that shit up, and it was like, and it didn't even make sense. Because, yeah, I will agree with the fact what some people are saying, that the mirror thing needs a lot more of context or whatever. Like, there's like, it doesn't really explain what it is. You don't need over explaining, but you need something. You need something to kind of draw you in, kind of a little more, you know, not rather than being like, oh yeah, it's just like a cursed item or whatever that we saw once before when my kid was a kid, and then like in my wife's belly, and then, you know, she touched the mirror, and then it, like, paranormal ghost punched right in the baby, and it's just like, okay, all right, what happened with that? And it's like, I'm assuming that was just like the demon's like, now you're gonna have now you're gonna be able to see me everywhere, whatever, or weird shit all the time because I touched you. And it's like, maybe, I don't know if that's the case, but that's what it seemed like to me. And the fact they're like, oh, we actually ran away. I'm sorry, it was the first thing we ever ran away from. It's like, no, it didn't. You didn't run away at all. You went because you went into labor. Apparently, that's all the demon did was put you into early labor. Okay, that's not scary. What the hell? And then you see it like kind of crawling on the wall, like its hand or whatever. And then as it goes all forward in this movie, it doesn't even really, like, you kind of get like the idea what it looks like. It's just basically like a dark figure with like dots for eyes, kind of like in terms of like you see like the reflection of his eyes, which is really creepy. But they only show it like a handful of times, like twice. I think that's exactly how much they use it, and they really like hold on the fact of being like, yeah, this thing is using these things as a facade. Oh, a facade, like in 2, when it was like, oh, I'm gonna pretend like I'm not Valak or whatever. I'm actually the other things or whatever. It's like, that's exactly the premise of 2. So you just made 2 again, basically? Okay. That's basically what it is, especially even the ending. The ending was just like, and now family times. And then it was like, or like, and we confront our fears. And it's like, no, not, you're confronting your fears, not family time. Ah! You know, it's just like, that's the freaking end. Sorry, spoiler alert. Like, I did enjoy this movie. The more I talk about it, though, the more I'm like, huh, okay, that's annoying. That's dumb. That doesn't make sense. What is that? The mirror, I will say, looks pretty cool. Looks pretty creepy. Definitely looks like a cursed item. Okay, also, what the hell's wrong with you, Grandpa? You're gonna give this to your kid? Your grandkid? Like, it's also broken, by the way. And also, it looks like it was conjured by the demons of the damned. It's got 3 freaking babies or whatever on the top of it. That's freaking creepy as hell. You give that to your kid, to your grandkid? Are you freaking serious? Why? No grandpa would ever do that. No person would ever do that. No family member would be like, here, have this really creepy thing. Like, these movies, they're always like moving into places that are super creepy, or getting a thing that's super creepy and be like, why is it haunted? It's like, oh, really? You were wondering why it's so fucking haunted? Well, I wonder why. Because it's fucking haunted, and it looks haunted from the get-go. God damn it. In the hospital, like, after the baby is like born and then like is dead for a bit, but then it comes back, the demon's there, whatever kind of, and then skulks back, and then it just never does anything after that. It's like, okay, that was very, like, where is this going? There's a lot of parts in this that kind of like they amp up to something and then it fizzles out and nothing happens. Like, there's also like a thing with Annabelle. Annabelle pops up everywhere, and like with the daughter, and it just kind of goes away. And it's like, okay, I get that's like the thing that she's afraid of, but it doesn't really ever pan out to anything. But anyway, also the hand in the restaurant, ew, 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 ew. Gross. That was actually good. It got me. I was like, ew, God. At first I didn't see it at first, then I had to rewind it. I was like, oh fuck. I didn't see it in theaters. I rented it at home, so. And we also get to see the cop from the second movie. No, from the first movie, actually. And he has his popped collar, and he's like, hey, I have actually aged backwards. Hey, it's like, what the fuck, are you serious? And he's just like more of a douche. He was not like that before. What the fuck happened? Also, fuck that face, fuck that woman. That woman's scary as shit. Look at that face. What the hell is that? Also, why is she the creepiest one? We got like the dude who's like the guy with the axe, and he's the one who apparently killed the whole family or whatever, his whole family because of reasons I can't remember. And she's apparently the creepiest one with a gigantic ass smile, and it's just like the creepy ass smile. It's like, why are you the creepiest one? Shouldn't it be the guy who killed you all? What is happening? And again, there's also a goddamn music box in this. They're in every one of those. I can see that motherfucker is right there, and I hate it. It's not as creepy as the other ones in the other movies. However, it's only a music box, and I don't like it. Finally, the priest comes to the rescue for the love of God. Finally, and then, oh no, never mind. He died. Oh, he can't. He hung himself. Good, awesome, great, excellent. Well, never mind then. We're back to them just doing it without the help of the priests. What the fuck? And also, by the way, when it comes to that part, when he gets hung, the receptionist was there, but then she just disappears. It's like, okay, you can have ghostly shit happen, but you also have to have explanations to things. Can't just be like, well, was she like never there? Was that all like just was she never there? Was that just all like a premonition or whatever? Or was she there and then you just lost track of time and she left? Like, I don't know. It's a weird thing that doesn't make sense. But then there's like in the background you see like the cord moving from like the buffer or whatever, and it gets taut. It gets like, you know, like straight across. And then it's like, and then later when he's like, you know, dealing with the demon in the room, he's like, you know, holding it. He's like, back, you motherfucking demon, back, blah, and it like lights on fire, and he's like, I can't hold it anymore. Which apparently this freaking, you know, demon can just combust things. Good to know. This thing's pretty powerful. However, at the end, it's not that powerful at all. It doesn't do any fire powers, which I guess it does in the Bible, but it doesn't do shit, by the way. But like the taut of the cord, like does like it shows like it's important, and then it just shows him get up and undo it, and then he ties around himself, he kills himself. But also, what was the point of showing the cord getting taut then? Was there a reason for that? I thought there was like, it was going to be like showing that happen, and then it was going to become undone or whatever and do something else. But it was like, and no, he just unplugs it and then he just hangs himself. I'm like, what was the point of that? What the fuck? Like, I'm confused. And also, that mirror part is ridiculous with when their daughter goes and is trying on wedding dresses and goes into that like that hall of mirrors and stuff, and apparently this mirror thing can just follow her there if there's a mirror involved. I don't fully understand that. I like the effect they used on it, like all those different mirror effects, and like all of the mirrors went on forever, and then she was there and she punched her arm went through and strangled her. That was kind of cool, but it just doesn't make a ton of sense. There's a lot of cool things in this, but when you think about it too hard, it's like that doesn't make sense. And again, like the actual demon never shows itself, like, ever. It just facades itself, like in 2, and then like never shows its real self until like not even at the end. At least the second one you can kind of sort of see it at the end when like the nun gets peeled away from its, like, you know, from what it looks like. It's like, oh, you finally see what I really look like. I look like a regular demon. And say this one is just like, I don't know what you are. Are you that thing from the beginning where you're just like a black outline with the dots for eyes? Because you only see that twice in it, and then every other time it's just a reflection of people being like, we're evil. And also their voices they choose is very like when being like when it was like I don't know, when they talk to them, like, I can't remember what they say, but they talk to each other in their voice, in a demon voice, but the demon voice sounds really cringe and dumb. It just sounds like someone, you just put a filter on it. It's like, okay, that's weird. Like, this is like Hollywood to its absolute supreme, because like, again, like a lot of these things did not happen, and then like even the things that even their writing abilities on this were bad. Like, it didn't make a ton of sense really. But like, again, I didn't hate this movie. I know it sounds like I did, but I had a lot more fun with it than most people did, and that's why I'm gonna give this movie a 6.5 out of 10. Not the best rating, but also not the worst. It definitely could be a lot better, but also could be a lot worse, I think. I mean, yeah, of course, when it comes like 1 and 2, like there is a bar set, but and like when you don't get that bar and you don't get that that level, then you're like, oh, this sucks. But I was able to kind of like throw that away when I was first watching it, which I think is important a little bit. But anyways, The Conjuring: The Last Rites. It was very, very muddled, all over the place. When you think of a lot of things, it doesn't make a ton of sense. But in general, I just still had a fun time with it, and I probably will watch it again. And to be honest, I probably would be like, oh, more things that I don't like about it. But at this time, it's a 6.5, and I did enjoy it. So as a whole, not great, not super great when you really think about it. But yeah, still had fun with it though. All right, guys, that does it for the Conjuring, all the Conjuring movies. Oh, God, that took forever. Jesus Christ. Oh my God, I don't know when this is gonna come out, but it's gonna come out eventually, and you're gonna see this. You're gonna see this. That's for sure. You're gonna see all of this, this video. Anyways, guys, hope you enjoyed what you saw, and please, if you did, please hit that like button, and please subscribe if you haven't already, because I'd really appreciate it, and it helps out a lot. All right, guys, and thanks again for giving this video a watch, and I'll see you guys in the next one. All right, peace out, guys. Oh no, not a mirror and a farm family. No.